This reminds me so much of a program that used to be on TV. Selwyn Toogood, the wonderful It's in the Bag host, did a program towards the end of his career called Beauty and the Beast. The Beast, the Beauties. You look magnificent, ladies, and I'm so pleased that you've come in. You've brightened up this show, that's for sure. Tonight we're going to talk about the tournament which is starting tomorrow and your chances. Kayla, are you co-captain or captain?
Well, it's a bit tough. We've obviously been co-captaining right throughout, but over the last year I've pretty much been captaining the side through tournaments and things, yeah.
How critical is this tournament that starts tomorrow?
I think it's really important, obviously, two teams that we're going to face at the Olympic Games, so it's good experience against them, and also, obviously, for individuals to get selection into the Olympic team. It's our last home series to play, obviously, in Auckland, and then we're off overseas, so it's very important.
Well, this is in a two-part process, so let's have a look at the program. Can you help us out, Charlotte? Why is it being done this way?
So we've got two tournaments back to back, and that's just so that we can all get used to a tournament kind of program. So we're kind of, you know, playing under fatigue, and we're getting the right amount of games that we're going to be playing at an Olympic Games. Also, he's going to be picking two different sides, so everyone's got a good shot with selection for the Olympic team, as Kayla mentioned. Yeah.
Wow. How do you... There's the second lot, so you head straight out to Lloyd Elsmore after you've played at North Harbour. It's all going to be on. I hope you're nice and fit, Charlotte, are you?
Oh, yeah, you can't ever be too fit, eh, Lottie? Yeah. That's for
What
sure.
about you, Sam? Are you fit?
Oh, well, I'd like to think I'm match fit. You know, there's always room to try and be a bit better, but you can't ever be too fit, I suppose.
What about your form?
Form? Well, I suppose form's not too bad, but you can't ever be comfortable with how you're playing, especially playing internationally. You know, you're playing against top teams.
This was in the Champions Trophy. What a magnificent goal. What's the feeling like when you get one like that?
Oh, it's a pretty good feeling. I think at this stage we were quite under the pump, and I think that equalised us at that time, or where we won up. And yeah, it's awesome. Takes off a bit of pressure.
Yeah. The equaliser came in and away again. What progress has this team made? Say, let's go back, because you've had quite a bit of publicity over the last 18 months. Where have you come from and where are you at?
I think we finished last year really well. Obviously, we won Oceania Championships, beat Aussie. We had to come back from behind and obviously got it in our last game. And then we had a break, so a six-week break. And I think that showed, obviously, at our Champions Trophy performance. We didn't do too well. We equalled where we were ranked, so we finished sixth. We were ranked in the world, and I think we've definitely made progress since then. We've obviously been training together and playing together, and obviously the games against Argentina we just had, we've improved immensely, especially in defence, so we're pretty happy with that.
And, you know, we're talking about fitness. I went and watched the Sevens train one time and I felt physically ill for weeks afterwards because they were doing beep tests. Now, I understand you do yo-yo tests, and you've got this person, Anita Punt, who has got the record for a team person at us. Tell me, what's the yo-yo test?
It's very similar to a beep test. The levels are a lot faster and you get a bit more rest in between, so it's continuous as well.
Is this Anita here?
Yeah, this is our Speedy Gonzalez of the team. She got 21.2, I think it was, so she was actually the highest female athlete in a team sport in New Zealand to be recorded, so it was a pretty good achievement from her.
So what do you mean 21.2?
Well, that's the levels of the yo-yo, so it goes up in levels.
Yeah.
So it's continuous from about a level 13, I think. So she's pretty fit, we'll put it that way.
So what are you doing? Are you running from one end to the other?
Yeah, it's 20 metres.
Just like a beep test,
yeah,
20 metres.
Same distance as a beep test, but yeah, slightly different. You'll have to Google it.
How'd you go?
Not quite that high.
But you're up there. Are you somebody who has to do a lot of running too?
Yeah, striker, we have to be reasonably fit and doing quite a bit of running, shuttles back and forth. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
And when you say back and forth, Really what we're talking about here is you can never turn your back to the ball either, can you? You've got to keep your eye on it. So are you actually running backwards?
No, we're not so much running backwards. It's more, say, if there was a turnover in a game, you've got to get back and you've got to get back quick. So because the yo-yo is quite a lot faster, it's more relevant to a game rather than a beat test. It's slow and it's not like a game tempo.
You see, people watching this program will be unaware of how experienced you are. How many tests have you had?
I think I'm 156, so getting
156. 140 tests. I recall vividly interviewing you when you were 16. You'd just come into the team. We did it on radio, remember?
Yep.
And you were up in Northland, 16. Yep. You've already had 140 games, 140 test matches.
Yeah, they've gone pretty quick, I must say. I was quite lucky to be picked at 16, and I've been able to play a lot of tests since, which I've been fortunate about.
You see, here you are playing here with everybody's into this in a big way, and there's a lot of competition for places. So we're looking ahead this year to the Olympics. Is that the big goal for you?
Yeah, I think ultimately for everyone wants to be in there for the Olympic team. So yeah, you can't ever be too comfortable.
So, Sam, in this tournament which starts tomorrow, who do you want to see fall over and break a leg? We're talking about competition.
So
who would you like us to do the job on to put out, all right?
Well, obviously we do want to win as well.
But, OK, so we're not going to break the legs till later.
Yeah, no. Maybe not. Maybe the day before the team's named, it'll be good to break a few legs, I think so.
Is it really that competitive that, you don't know who's going to be in it?
Yeah, you can never be too sure. I mean, you just got to keep playing as though you're next to be dropped. Really, like you can't ever be complacent. You just don't know what's around the corner and what can happen. So, yeah, it's all go really.
Kayla, realistically, how many positions are up for grabs? And I know, don't give me that glib answer that there's a whole lot, but there must be a core of people who are assured of their place. How many positions up for grabs would you say?
Yeah, it is tough to say. Obviously, the team's very competitive. We've got some young ones that have joined the group as well who are pushing for selection and are putting their hand up really well.
When you say young, you're all young. So how young are these ones?
We've got 18, 19-year-olds back in the group. So,
like who?
Julia King, who's just come in, and she's training and playing very well at the moment. Rhiannon Dennison, who's come in as well. So they're two young girls that have jumped into the squad and obviously performing really well. So, I mean, there is a core group, obviously, but yeah, as Sammy said, you can never be, comfortable, and obviously there's injuries as well.
Charlotte, how many in the squad at the moment? And how many is he going to use over the next couple of weeks? Because 16 go to the Olympics, don't they?
Yeah, we've got 25 in the squad at the moment, 3 goalkeepers.
9 legs, Sam, we've got to break 9 legs.
Yeah, I need a bit of help, I think. That's quite a few legs to break out.
Gee whiz, it is important. Well, let's talk the man, I love this guy because every time I interview him, he comes out and he says things like, well, that didn't go that well, but we've got the goal in mind. We know exactly where we're going. He is a tough, hard-nosed Australian. There's no question about it. What's he brought to the team?
As Sammy said, you can never be complacent in the group, and obviously he's brought an attacking style to our team, and, you just got to keep pushing because I guess he's never really satisfied, so he keeps pushing you and pushing you further and pushing you harder in trainings and getting that mental toughness, which we're still lacking.
He hasn't had such great results this year, so how has he handled those? When you haven't had good results, what's he gone and said, and how's he reacted to that?
Oh, well, he definitely doesn't take the foot off the throat, really. If you haven't performed well, you definitely know about it, and he'll make you feel pretty bad. So, yeah, you just want to really play well, and hopefully you get a smile somewhere.
Has the team, therefore, have you as individuals, 140 tests you've had, have you toughened up under him? Are you used to taking his approach now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been quite good. He's very honest with everyone. So if you're not playing, to your best, he'll kind of come and talk to you and let you know, hey, we need to step it up a bit. So he's really honest with everyone, and as these guys have said, you're never safe, so you've got to keep playing really well, and yeah, he'll chase you if you're not.
Well, you know, we've talked about 3 goalkeepers, for example, being there. How critical is the goalkeeper in hockey?
Yeah, very important. Obviously, they're the last line of defence. They communicate our defence and get our structure right in front of us. And obviously, they've got to make some crucial saves at time. Obviously, the drag flick, which has come into play as well, has put a lot more pressure on the keepers to save quality shots.
We're watching here shots from your matches against Argentina. Charlotte, did they lead to this team your team becoming a lot stronger? Because they're ranked number 2 in the world, aren't they?
Yeah, no, they're a very physical team, and we've just come out of a series with them, and we've toughened up a lot. We stood up to them a lot more physically, so I think our team's taken a lot from playing against them. Yeah, so we've kind of toughened up a bit, I think.
So they're really tough, are they?
Yeah, they're pretty tough.
Our little girls, but they seem to push you around quite well.
I was about to say, and hugely attractive, because they were staying at the Spencer on Byron Hotel, where I go, as you know, to a personal trainer, and I arrived in after they'd been there, and he said, "Deeks, you're here the wrong day." And I said, "Why?" He said, "We had the Argentinian women's hockey team training here yesterday." And he said, "Mate, it is a sight for sore eyes." In fact, it was the talk of the gym. The boys just thought this was fantastic that they were there. But very physical.
Yeah, they are, and I think...
One's a top model or something, isn't she?
Yeah, Ama, the World Player of the Year.
Is she the World Player of the Year?
Yeah.
Why is she so good?
Oh, her hand speed and everything, her technical skills is pretty amazing, and she's fast as well, so she's pretty hard to contain.
Is it a bigger sport in Argentina?
Yeah, it is a lot bigger than it is over here. So actually, when we just went over to Argentina, we got quite a bit of attention from just fans that are watching, and yeah, it was quite a good confidence booster being over there, that's for sure. So yeah, it is quite big over there.
What do you mean quite a good confidence booster? Playing in front of a bigger audience?
Yeah, there's a lot of people turn up to watch games over there. So yeah, the crowds are just huge.
And let's get a plug in, because I'm hoping that we're going to get big crowds in over these next 2 weeks. Now, you start playing in the first game, North Harbour. There's a number of games there.
Yeah, the first week, so it starts on the 12th,
Yep.
the second, and then we finish on the 22nd, which moves over to Lloyd Elsmer Park. But yeah, so hopefully, obviously, it's our last time in New Zealand playing against quality sides.
Well, people need to get out and see you at this stage.
Sure. Yeah.
The difference between Lloyd Elsmore and North Harbour. Now, I know the surfaces are all artificial, but is there a difference from one surface to the other?
You can find that the grain of the turf can be a little bit bouncier
And
on
it's
a certain
artificial?
way.
Really?
Yeah. So just depending on how they lay it, there may be like a little bit of a bobble a certain way on the turf. So we've kind of got to, figure that out pretty quick so we can take advantage of it on the field.
And is it all water-based or sand-based? What's the story?
Yeah, all water-based. Yeah.
So when you're powering along and you come to grief on that, do you rip hunks out of the leg?
Yeah, you do a bit, especially when you're down diving. We sometimes get a few grazes on the knees. Gets a bit sore, but you got to do it.
The expectations among the group, because let's face it, a year ago they were really high. People were starting to say, "Hey, this team's going to come through." Then you've had a couple of hiccups, and there's not so much pressure on. What about the group itself? What are you expecting to do at the Olympics?
Obviously, we want to go and do well and be in the top 4 and push for a medal. Realistically, though, with this group, obviously, we'll be punching above our weight in terms of where we're ranked at the moment. But I think the games that we've had against the top teams, we're improving a lot, and we've just got to keep building. And it, not doing so well at the start of the year has made us push harder and drive that much harder to be successful again.
That was at the Com Games, wasn't it? That goal against Australia.
Yes, yeah.
Are you better than them?
I'd like to say we are. We're very close.
Are you?
Obviously, the top 6 teams are pretty close. In Aussie, yeah, they've climbed a lot over the last, I guess, 12 months, yeah.
Charlotte, which team do you rate as being the toughest to beat?
Personally, I find Holland.
Why?
Their skills are just very, very sharp. Their structure's very in place. Yeah, we've for us, I think we struggle to play them, probably more so than any other team. But yeah, that'd be my toughest, I think.
So the Netherlands for you. What about for you, Sam?
Yeah, I'd say the Netherlands too. I think we've beaten Argentina before, but I don't think we have beat the Netherlands. I think the closest we've come to them is a draw, and that, just like Lottie said, their skills are very high, and their structures, and a very fit team. So yeah.
So between now and the Olympics, we've got this tournament which starts tomorrow, which hopefully everyone in Auckland's going to get along and see at the North Shore, and then out to Lloyd Elsmore Centre. It's good that you're playing in the two different areas. Then what happens? When does Mark Hager say, right, you're out and you're in and so on? When does that happen?
Yeah, we have a week in the Hawke's Bay, just training there for a week, and then we head over to China and Korea to play those two teams, and then we get back from there, and around, I think, the week of the 11th of June, the team will be selected for the Olympics.
Gee, you're seeing a fair bit of the world. You know, you were mentioning before you've been to Argentina, you're into Asia. There aren't too many. Your passport must look quite interesting now, does it?
Yeah, it does. It does get a bit interesting. a few different stamps in there.
A few different stamps in there. So as we look at this, what are your aims? Let's presume that the three of you are selected. Your aims for the Olympics: gold.
Yep.
Gold.
Yes.
I am so pleased that that's the answer, because they'd all be saying, oh, they're too soft otherwise. And Hager would have been saying, yeah, well, I'm not picking them. They don't believe it. Because I think that's what it's all been about, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he rocks up to training, and if we're late, he's like, be on time, discipline. I want to win a medal. So he's installing that within this group and making sure that we do everything right.
Well, I wish you the very, very best. It is wonderful to have you on the program, and people will be thrilled that the beauties were here. Thank you so much.